onye nọ na n'onu ya bụ ụmụ nwaanyị ji Igbo ọnụ Igbo jikwaziri nakwa ọnụ bụ Chief Lady Queen Ibeto Adebụzọ Ndị Igbo. Ihe anyị na-ebe atata bụ mmiri ọṅụṅụ ka anyị na-ekwu, mmiri udo, mmiri ịfụnanya. Nke a bụ first of its kind Ohanaeze ịpụta n'ụdị a.
Mastercraft on the beat.
Go.
Anywhere I enter, they call me Onyibo. All over the world, they call me Onyibo. Ndị Igbo na-edozi obodo, ndị Igbo na-emepe obodo, ndị Igbo na-ahazi obodo, ndị Igbo na-eme ọfụma, ndị Igbo nọ n'ime afịa, ndị Igbo na diaspora, ndị Igbo na entertainment, ndị Igbo na government. Anyị na-eme ife siri ike, anyị na-eme ife kalaka. Anywhere you enter, we dey there. I waka, I never see beautiful people. If you see me, call me Onyibo. Anywhere I enter, they call me Onyibo. All over the world, they call me Onyibo.
Sing along if you know it. God save the Queen, send her victorious, happy and glorious, Lord to reign over us. God save the Queen. Divine, none, humble, Sabezu, and the two Michi Ohanaeze Nsukka, and I'm only Nsukka. They did not American case. As some can work around now, West Ndi Igbo Diaspora. Harakain too low, they're trying to shimmer Igbo Kodoma. Too low, they're trying to shape Goton. Too low, they're trying to jazz Umakai. onwe onye ma ebe nzọpụta ga-esi wee bịa. Ohanaeze dị mgbe enyebe aka mana ha dị na-enye aka ka anyị nwanụ nọ n'obodo oyibo nke anyị ga-adị iche maka na Ohanaeze bụ ihe nke anyị. So ka m were ohere a wee zi ndị Igbo ochie ebe dị iche iche nnọọ ka ọjọọ nọ n'oche a bụ ọjọọ Ohanaeze, nri dịkwa na kichin nri Ohanaeze, mmiri dị ebe a nri Ohanaeze. Etu anyị ncha nọ n'ebe a biko na ana m ayọ ọnụ biko ihe anyị bịara ebe ime bụ ịtụkọta alụlụ ọnụ etu anyị ga-eji adị na mma, etu Ohanaeze ga-esi na aga n'iru. Ada anyị nwaanyị wepụtara ya chụwa anyị ọ gwa anyị taa na ọnọgo ihe ndị oyibo na-akpọ 100 days in the office. Ọ gwa anyị chi ọ kwadobere anyị maka na nna mụrụ nwa ga na-akpọtụrụ ụmụ ya ihe ubu n'uche togoji wee zira. Ọ gwa na ka anyị wee dị ebe a taa Ohanaeze Igbo obi Igbo ka m kelekwe ndị otu m anyị maka na metin kezi ada ego na alọdoke biko ndị ọzọ nyekwara aka kpọchara fon Chineke gọzie unu ncha mana ọ dịghị izi ọ dịghị ofere ama metu anya echi na-agbagharịa prezident aba adabụ ụzọ biko thank you, God bless you. So na-ekpughe oge biko ama hapụ unu ka m ranye unu n'aka onye okwu ya nke ndị Igbo na-akpa MC. Aha m ka Mpichi Enyi Ọhanigbo Samuel Zulu. Thank you.
Adịrị onye ọbụla bịara ebe a mma ebe unu bịara maka ime ala Igbo na ihe gbasara Igbo wụrụ ihe a ga-efu efu. Ihe nwanyị ga-agba n'ume biko na-egbu oge anyị nwere ọjị onye ọla ma omenala Igbo nwanne anyị nwoke Chukwuemeka nke ọma anyị ga-esibu ụkọchukwu biko ya bịa kpere anyị ekpere kọọla na ya
ka anyị ga-ete ka ekpere na-adịghị n'afọ na nsọ. Amen. Naanị Chukwu Chineke ka anyị na-ekele ka ụbọchị taa na ụmụnna anyị ndị niile n'ebe a know the possible because God should know the possible. Anyị na-ekele Chukwu maka grace inyere anyị ma ihe niile ka ọ dị possible na arụ isi ike inyere anyị ka anyị nọrọ ebe a taa. Biko ihe aga na esi na Jesus Christ onye nwa
ọ na-ebu ihe ọjị wee gosi na ọ nabatara so oge ọjị eruo and ọjị Igbo nwere ka esi eme ife dị na onye pụta ọmanya aka go and ifesa ọjị Igbo mma eburitegodo ofu chee ihe ụlọ ndị Ohanaeze bịara ebe a anyị enweghị na ọjị anyị achọ okenye n'ebe a ama ọ ka anyị si gụnyawa ahụ mana etu esi eme n'Igbo amala okenye n'ebe a n'ụlọ wara anyị ọjị so ama ka esi tọ
ọjị Igbo ada anyị n'aka dị ka anyị chajide nwa ya ka dị anyị na-asị na ọkụ ebiri nwata dị ire omenala Igbo abụkwa nọọ na-ebuka isi awụ n'ọkwa na onye kwete na a ga-eme ka na ọ bụ onye ọbụla ekwete na a ga-eme. Mụnwa anaghị ebe ọjị bụ na mụ akpaka okenye n'obodo a. Mụnwa anaghị ebe ọjị na m tọrọ onye ọbụla nọọ m na ikike ndị Ohanaeze nyere m taa na ọkwa ya na dị anyị na ọfọ maka na anatara m ọfọ n'aka igwe ebe anyị igwe Geopolitical agụ na-echi Igbo ebe aka na etumichie. So na-ayọ na Chineke nna o goziri anyị ọjị a ka anyị taa ya tata n'udo na ọṅụ ọganiru maka nwoke onye ọbụla ụmụnna ya ga-asị ya bịa kpọrọ ya mmanya ọ ga-asị mba na a ga-akpọrọ ya anyị na onye sị na a ga-akpọ na ụmụnna ya mmanya bụ n'ịchọ ka gị na ụmụnna gị bibe n'udo etuchu eyi onye ọbụla na aka gbere nwata na aka ga-eri eje ọ ga-erekwana anyị n'aha Jizọs. Ohanaeze Igbo obi Igbo onye nke
maka ọnwụ na onwe ihe chụga ọnụ ka ọ ga-eme. What we're going to do now is to introduce the executive members of this association. So, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you. Thank you. Isn't this our deputy president? Thank you very much. The next is Osu Chief Etu Chukwuemeka Etu, Vice President Ebonyi State. Next is Mr. Idika Amok, Vice President Abia State. All right. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm going to skip those who are not here. Sadozie Wachuku, Vice President Anambra State. Put your hands together. Thank you. Yes. If you don't mind, stay there so that you don't lose your. Thank you so much. Right, the secretary is Mrs. Gift Oji Anihoro, General Secretary. Action, very action woman. Prince Chukwuemeka Victor Ozoma, Financial Secretary. Officer. Chief Eloka Onodo, Social Secretary. Okay. This is Carol Chizoba Ndagoba, Assistant Secretary. Mr. Ibe Baflomi Okonkwo, Publicity Secretary. Mr. Ejiofor Michaels, Admin Officer, the Head of Admin. My own brother, Mr. Austin Aneke, Treasurer stroke Accountant. Thank you, sir. For information, he holds the zip to the post. Right, Mr. David Anio Okoro Provost. Yes, sir, you've been working so hard. Thank you. And last but not the least for now, our youth leader, very amiable, very smart, very sharp lady. This is Chinazo Anyacho. Chinazo. Thank you very much. Thank you. High Excellency, these are the members of the Executive Council of Ohanaeze Ndi Igbo, UK and Ireland. Now I'm going to introduce the leader, the president of this association, who is no other person than Chief Mrs. Akwin Ideto. Who is executive members and every other person. Please stand up, please stand up. Just stand up and cover your president. Stand up and cover your president. It's not easy. I called the executives and said I'll call her last because when she goes, they'll come. And when they go, she comes. Thank you very much for accepting to do this. We know that uneasy lies the head. Yes. And all of you, you are here to serve. You know that whatever God has given you, any position God has given to you, any role, we pray that you play it well. Amen. On behalf of Ohanaeze Ndi Igbo, we thank you all. Please be seated. Thank you so much.
Igbo. Ohanaeze. Igbo.
Ohanaeze.
Ohanaeze.
Igbo.
Ndenna, Omanema, Unukan. I'm now going to change and speak in English. I can actually speak different types of Igbo. I can speak Owerri, I can speak Anambra, I can speak English. So I'm in every area. But today, because I'm going to read, I have to read in English. First of all, Igbo. Ohanaeze.
Igbo.
You know, the Igbo race has been around for a very long time. And I was fortunate to see my father serve with his life. And today, I'm proud to be alive, to talk about, what we're doing as Igbo people. I'll read from what I've written. I'm fortunate to be alive after surviving the Nigerian Biafran war of the 60s. And now I'm living in this COVID world. Very proud of my heritage.
the indefatigable Igbo people. Igbo Gade. Let me start with a quote from one of the people I love his writing. He says, "It is better to discuss things, to argue and engage in polemics than make perfidious plans of mutual destruction." So what it meant was that it's good to engage. Whether you disagree or agree, it's good to engage rather than become, plan evil in the background. So why I'm saying this is to encourage all of us as Igbo people to work together, whether we agree or disagree. Let's take it go forward. Then bearing that in mind, I'm proud to be serving as the Vice President representing the Abia State of Nigeria. And I'm hoping that my service here will be of benefit to the executive and to Adabuzo. Now, I want to go straight to the 100 days, first 100 days in service. We know that the election took place in November 2021. My slide is not up yet. It took place in November 2021. And fortunately, I was in that election. And because I've always wanted to serve the Igbo people, even though at the time I wasn't really a member, but I registered as a member and I was voted to become the Vice President representing Abia State. Now, since then, we've kicked off work, even with the pandemic in front of us. We had our first meeting after 7 days as the EXCO, and we reviewed our manifesto. And during that meeting, of course, some of us thought the manifesto was too much. How can you achieve all this? And I was one of the people that was saying, let us pick one or two, let us start somewhere. But our president was eager to work. She insisted that we go through and start whatever we can start now and keep ticking off the list. So from then, we had the issue of authentication. So, we inaugurated, we allocated tasks, started our meeting, and then we had the authentication of the election. So we had our president travel to Nigeria, supported by all the different leaders of Ndi Igbo, Ohanaeze Ndi Igbo, and they gave her confirmation, not just verbally, but also in writing, which she shared very well across Igbo people. Obviously, when she was there, she also visited the secretariat, met some of the leaders, people that have led Ohanaeze Ndi Igbo, the authentic leaders, people that we respect so much. They were there to acknowledge her, to give her their blessings. And I think it's important to recognize that. And I would like to say that if you don't mind the house, I would like us to rise up and give her a round of applause because she stood her ground and got the authentication. It's not everybody that will stand up and insist that she go there and get the authentication with all the things that she was going through at the time. So, Adabuze, that's what they say. So on that trip, she then went on to visit. One of the things that we thought we wanted to do was kind of do welfare, a lot of touching the Igbo people, both at home and here. So she went on to visit the Enugu prisons. And in that visit, she actually went to have a worship, a church service with about 2,000 something prisoners and fed them from her pocket. Let's give her another round of applause. This was someone that was kind of going through a lot of, stone throwing, but she still went on to work. And then from there, we kicked off. We understood that there were quite a few people within the prisons that really shouldn't be in prison. People that because they don't have 5,000 naira to bail them out of prison, they stay there for years. So she shared that passion to help these people out. These are young people rotting in jail, for 5,000 naira, 10,000 naira for petty crimes. So when she shared that vision, she kicked off and started, talking about how do we get these people out from Indibu. And then we shared what she was intending to do, and we started looking at the other states, the other Igbo states. And I would like to say, at this moment, we have kind of released 16 people in total. These are young people. At the end of this presentation, we just played a small clip of some people that are saying thank you. In this journey, but there are other things that the president is going to lead us to do. And I think she's very passionate about that. The other thing she's asked us to do in the UK is to do similar things. So we're looking at detainees here in the UK. So people that maybe for reasons of immigration, they're locked up in a detention camp, they don't have anybody to go to, they don't have anybody they can talk to. So we're beginning to look for those people. It's quite difficult. I'm involved in that work with some other people. We've tried our best to get into the system to understand how we can pick up Igbo guys. And the kind of pushback we're getting is difficult to deal with. Then the suggestion was, why don't you go for Nigeria? At least it's easier to find someone. But I think it's beyond what we intend to do. So we're trying to look for other ways to engage and get these people, at least they'll know someone's there, they came out. So it's quite an interesting thing that when a woman is leading, there's this passion about people. So I would like to also say thank you for asking us to help you, to deliver that vision. The other things that she's talked about, which will be in a short slide, will be shown of the manifesto, talks about planting of trees, planting of that we've kind of gone far in this journey. So before I get off, if I've not spoken too long already, I'd like to appreciate all of you. There are people I've not met face to face before. I want to appreciate you. If we make mistakes, please tell us. Don't just pack up and go. Tell us. We want to listen. We are ready to be criticized. So just tell us what we're doing wrong, and we'll work together. Thank you very much.
Ohanaeze Ndi Igbo. Ọbụla mmadụ Igbo ma ntorobịa, mmadụ Igbo ka nwere nsogbu. Mana ị na-ele anya taa, anyị gafee 20, adịkwa ka mmadụ Igbo. Gafekwe 13. Aka na-abịakwa. So eji m ohere na-asị onye ọbụla bụ onye Igbo n'ebe a, nke onye chiri biko yaza. Onye nọ na n'onu ya ma ụmụ nwaanyị ji Igbo ọnụ. Igbo jikwaziri nakwa ọnụ. Bụ chief Liliakwa Ilibeto, Adebụzọ Ndị Igbo. Onye nkụzi ka nkele Igbo bụ na ụfọdụ na-eche na ịbụrụ nwaanyị ichie echichi ime enwezi respect. Igbo ndị di m, ndị nna anyị adalụfụ. Ndị ọcha si on easy lies the head that wears the crown. Mana ndị nna m bụ ebe a mụrụ ụmụ Igbo si na egwu ara atụ afọ. Mgbe a kpọgotere Ohanaeze Ndi Igbo nke rubere afọ 17 n'ahịa. Ohanaeze wee dịrị na United Kingdom. Ohanaeze dịrị 17 onye abụmnwa bụ nwa Adanwu wee na onye na ya bụ Ohanaeze wee gụrụ 12. Ọ dịkwa m ka mama ihe a na-eme na ihe ji wee na-ebu ya ka abụna mma bụ ihe a na-abụ na ya bụ Ohanaeze. Mma na-atụ n'ilu maka ihe anyị chọrọ udo na ịfụnanya. Onye mehie were ofu aka pụọ ụra were aka nke ọzọ kpuchite ya o wee bụrụ ofu. Ewebelụkwanụ ugbobelu mana nke si bi ebe ya gosi ebe ọ ga-ebe anyị achọrọ ya gosi ebe ọ ga-ebe. Asị m ka nke mee unu n'iwepụta okwu na-epụta agụgo 100 days of office nwa nọkwa 100 days ọ dịkwa ọ na-ahapụzi milk onye were aka egbe ya nkịtị nye aka na-efe anya maka na Ohanaeze London GJ eje pụta nke dị mkpa, the best. We can never go fall short of the best. Maka na anyị mara ihe dị. Ekene na ndị na-ebe aka na-enye njikọ Igbo ji aka na-enye ịfụnanya dị na-enye nghọta dị na-enye calmness dị n'ihe a na-eme. Onye amalụ na onye na chi ya kwụ na mmadụ anya biti. Unu enweghị weda nọ n'Igbo wee malụ na ihe anyị na-eme bụ ihe kwụ ọtọ. Biko ka anyị kpụkwanụ ụlọ Chineke aka. Chineke bụ otu okwu. A na-ekele igolo ndị Igbo. Chief ma sị barịsị ma sọ ma obi dị ma sị nwaanyị makarịcha ma sị ọbụla ọka onwero nke ọ na-adịrọ na ya ha kpọrọ ihe ọ na-eme n'ala Igbo. Ha nwere ime obi maka ndị si na nwaanyị adịghị ọ na-anọ ime obi. Ọ ga-anọ ime obi on the 5th of May na-ekwu maka ọdịmma na sekuriti ndị Igbo. Biko ka anyị kwụọ ya. So na Ohanaeze United Kingdom nwaanyị ụkwa n'ife unu nene ihe anyị gosiri unu n'onyonyo first of its kind. Na ọchịchị mụ na unu ọgbakwa ọchịchị m na ọchịchị mụ na unu ka Ohanaeze for the first in history of Ohanaeze je na prisons. In life, Ohanaeze has never visited the prisons. Abatam na prisons, bido na gate prisons wee anya mmiri na-awụ. Ihe m fụrụ karịrị. Asọgbo m na ịma ji ha amaka, akwa emeta ji ọba prison. Kama na condition ndị nọzi n'ime prison, there's worse than ihe ha commit. Kedu ihe Ohanaeze na-alụ? What is our job? Oyiyi afi na-akpali. Ka ime na United Kingdom na-azụ oche na-azụ onye ga-achị na onye na-achị na onye na-achị. What do we do? How do we help ourselves? As na akụlụ ụlọ. Ụfọdụ si, adịbụzi ị na-achị United Kingdom mana hapụkene ndị Nigeria. Hapụ Nigeria ebe ekichi. United Kingdom is well developed. Meanwhile, Ohanaeze United Kingdom, ndị executives tụọ ego si ka anyị jegodi weli ame Thanksgiving si Chineke, thank you for a successful election. Wee denye ha n'ihe. Ịbata n'ime Enugu State prisons bụ nke nche. Capacity was 645. Mana ndị nọ n'ime ya dị 2,645. Additional 2,000. Anyị wee gbapụtawa ndị a. Kata anyị agbapụtago 20 candidates, 20 people are released. Whole another. Ụfọdụ na-afụ m ebe mụ na gọvanọ Enugu steeti nọ che ma ọ bụ ụfọdụ na anyị ga-eje elekshọn mana anyị chọrọ ịbụ gọvanọ. Adị m nkwado nketa nke echi m wee were ihe mfụ na prisons wee wega gọvanọ ka mma mma onwe ka anyị ga-esinye n'aka gwa gọvanọ si ya na afụkwa m nwatakịrị 12 years n'ime prison, can something be done? Ọsọ na anyị na-ele anya gụọ ya one. Wezụga ọnụ ọzọ anyị na-achọ bụ skill acquisition center. Maka na anyị kpọpụta ndị a ka nwee ha ga-alụ less agha alụkwa ọzọ. On the same process, I went for a land, which by the special grace of God, Ononaka already, and Nigeria Army for skill acquisition center. Because no one why you're going to achọkwa m ịnụ n'ọnụ ụmụ nwaanyị biko iwe were ụmụ nwoke ndị di m ndị nna m ndị ụmụnne m nwaanyị ọ bụ na ihe ihe nna ya bụ enyemaka unu to pull this through. Aka m eweta picture etinye n'ụlọ anyị karịa ego ka anyị ji n'ọrụ enyela anya tomato. If it's not being developed for 4, 5, 6 months, they will take their land back. Ambulu, wasted effort, wasted journey. Ndị chọrọ anyị erika. Mana ayọ na ayọ n'ebe a taa, onye ajụ n'ebe a na-ebi, onye ajụ n'ihe eji eme. Ihe a na-achọ bụ to build for the betterment of human beings. Asị m ọ bụ na Igbo tụwagodi ndị a n'ebe a taa na-atụ £5 every month n'Ohanaeze. Anyị ga-agbapụtakwa more than 30 people. £5 every month will make a great change. Ohanaeze ada na ego ihe anyị na-achọ bụ ofu obi. Anyị na-achọ aga n'iru. Onye ekwutọzi na nkwutọ amenyela anyị nka. It will set us back. We will not move forward. Achọrọ m iwere time unu maka time dị precious. Mana asị m Chukwu gọzielu m unu niile n'ofu. Unu echefukwana na ọ bụrụ sọ na Nigeria ka ọlụ adị. Anyị nọkwa ọlụ na United Kingdom. Anyị agawagokwa, we are working with few lawyers. Ka anyị banyekwa into prisons na United Kingdom ebe a. Wee chọpụtawa ndị Igbo nọ na prisons. Malụdị aka anyị ga-enyere ha. The team of lawyers ga-alụ ya for 4 years. We'll be doing that for 4 years. So all of it. Maka very soon, ndị nọ na Uganda ya kpọwakwa ndị nọ na UK ma ndị nọ na Nigeria kwa enyemaka. Ọnya bụ ihe anyị jipụta. Ọnya ka anyị jisi ka anyị ruo onwe anyị nso. Unu na-anya na họl anyị nọ taa maka ndị ekwu nke m ga na-alụtụ aka ebe niile maka onye ma abịakwute iwe wenyere ya ga-emu ntị esimolu. Long live Ohanaeze Ndi Igbo United Kingdom. Long live Ohanaeze Ndi Igbo General. Ukpo ekene m ka na-agakwalụ onye isi anyị bụ Ambassador Prof. Obiọzọ bụ onye njekwa jesi nekwa ka ije anyị si dị n'ọsụ na ya nwetara akwụkwọ. Ihe njipụta ebe a na-ekwu ya bụ maka onye akọọlụ. Asị m onye ọbụla bụtakwa ọnụ n'ọnụ họs ka ọ ghara ịbụ na akọọlụ gị na asị ọzọ asị ọnụ. Ambassador George Obiọzọ wee sị anyị welu na akwụkwọ ọnụ na-aga n'iru. Ohanaeze cannot endorse 2 people or 2 organizations. It's one at a time. Yes. And Ohanaeze Ndi Igbo United Kingdom, under the leadership of Nwa is purely endorsed. And I stand here as onye nne ya zinyere oshi. Ọ ga-agbaka dọọ mee n'anya n'azụ. Achọbeghị m ịgbaka dọọ maka mgbaba dọọ mmeji m okwute ma mma maka aks. Maka na enwere odogbo m n'azụ. Ọ bụ na ejiri ọgịga akụkọ ndị kwuli ya n'okwu anyị dị ọzụzụ akpa gị chaa n'ụzọ n'oge na-adịrị anya 2 emeritus ndị chigoro Ohanaeze ga-apụta when you know the history of Ohanaeze ka o si aga onye ọbụla na-enwero nna maka papa m si na ama m nna ama ndị ichie abụ m ada onye chizuru echizu ọrụ si na m na-akpa ọjị nnụ na fụrụ mgbe metụrụ ọjị aka ụfọdụ si na nna na onye Anambra ma bụ ọzọ onye ngozi a na-ahasị Ada His Royal Majesty Igwe Okobonyaja, the third of Obina. She got almost 50 years as a traditional ruler. But when he was on Makarita culture, I'm alone here with Donald Igbo. I'm alone here with that. I'm not Anudi. I can't say. Di Mobonze, Chike Igwe to know. I can be Ndo. To God be the glory. One day more in heaven. I did with you, Jah. I know good to Anambra. On a daba, Gana daba, Kidikwa. So on a daba, Yamoto, I got to your 30. Mara Kusirani. Ndi Ojo Gano Nazu. I am not you. I decided to win on you. I am not you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I will ask you to do one thing. Okay? Please, thank you.
Bikono, Amayoka Injapuloto way. You have 1 minute silence to Ndini News to Ndini. Ndini News of Ndini. Bana Zo, you will be man. Mogo Ndini. Na ihe niile a na-aga na COVID niile aga na-abịara anyị nọ 1 minute silence. Mkpụrụ ụmụnne anyị na mkpụrụ obi ndị niile kwelu nọ gara aga. Another 1 minute silence for the past presidents of Ohanaeze Ndi Igbo in the presence of Chief Ichongiri and Sir Dr. Ejikeme Uzara.
Igbo wu Igbo. Igbo wu Igbo. Ohanaeze. Biko nụ ka onye chiri ya zere kama m ga-akwanyekwe ugwu ebe o ruru site n'ikele ndị isi Ohanaeze. Nna m Odogwadu ekele ndị dọk n'onwe ya biko Odogwukwu ewu ekelekwa m gị ndị a lechicha anụ wee nyefee Adabụzọ ọchịchị Adabụzọ ekele m gị our first lady ama m ebe ọbụla ị nọ ị na-ekele ndị mmadụ ana m ekelekwa gị batakwa m kelekwa gị ọzọ n'ihi na ọ dịrọ ofele onye ahụ first lady. I will continue to be the first lady of the Federal Republic of Biafra. Our eternal father, leader, Dean Chukwuemeka Odumegwu is still with us. He still lives on. Ndewonu.
ohere adịghị ịkọwa ogologo akụkọ nọ na Igbo Unite or Unity of Ndị Igbo. Aga m asụ n'Igbo ma ọ n'Ingili Igbo ka enwe ike ịghọta ha na-ekwu. Enwere a few slides m tinyere together. Those slides biko ọ bụrụ na ị ga-prompt aga m agụcha ihe niile nọ ya ụfọdụ n'ime ya nọ n'oyibo. The whole idea of ka ịghọta isiokwu unity tupu a na-asị unite dị nke bụ eziokwu na enwere ebe a nọ dị iche. Mgbe asị na enwere disunity bete enwe ndị kwe ndị ekwe, which is normal also ụwa dị. Kama enwere etu mmadụ si wee tụọ alo wee chee na enwere need for the unity before you call for unite. And Igbo oke mba, so ka Igbo wee unite ya meaning na Igbo ga-amara onwe ya, leading to the question, who are Ndi Igbo? Again, that's the first slide not there. The history of Ndi Igbo, the anthropology, theology, whatever you need to know about Ndi Igbo, which anybody can research. Some of the findings of research are well documented. I just want to point out on a few headings there. I am indigenous people, ancient people of African heritage. We are Biafrans. Don't let anybody deceive you or Oroginyozo. Tupu azawa Nigeria na hili na naza. I am Andayo Igbo. The second slide is also talking about getting Ndi Igbo and where are Ndi Igbo, because in the Hope unite or unity. But I know na hola Ndi Igbo maybe the teacher who is sitting here today. I'm not here for different reasons. So for the genuine reason, or for the reason at all we are here. I say I touch but some of the reasons for now not here today, I'm sorry to say the least, is very, very disappointing. And again, highlighting or underscoring the need for that unity and hope here. So you got Jomogi, where are Ndi Igbo? Geographically, Ndi Igbo, I know. Today I'm asking Ndi Igbo on southeast of Nigeria. There are a few slides coming out later. You got geographically, they can Ndi Igbo no. But I am upon Ndi Igbo, Umu Chuko Kabiama, Abraham, Gad, Eri. Array no Ndi Bogaro TJ. I told me about into politics of Yoibomarai or Samarai. Hakuzira, Tom, no Chineke upside down. We have one PhD in Ishi, Bruna Bari. But what we are talking about with is absolute. I'm not piece of French. But I won't go with you. It's only Malaysia, deep down, Marandi Ndi, everybody, each eye. Whereby you went rock today, and now I never go and scale line down. Now I would never in a Kaibu happy rice, Macanam and Diary, Umuchko Kabia. So, if you are for Nigeria, now on the southeast, we are beyond southeast. Don't deceive yourself. The 5 states that come up today, or the 5 southeast states, is not the boundary or the limitation of Ndi Igbo now. Even the present day Nigeria. In fact, we are far beyond Nigeria. The slides will tell you, you can research them. Even in Nigeria today, Ndi Igbo there are more than 16, 17 states of the present day Nigeria. Ohanaeze Ndi Igbo 5, Guwanye rivers and deltas are making it 7. Okay, Keji go to Keji because I'm an Ankewezo put here. Osaka. But Osaka one day. So I know attributes, what are the good values in the work I carry. But the ones I don't highlight all the time, the negative narratives, in many ways, where Igbo cannot speak in one voice. Igbo go up 7,000 presidential aspirants and so on and so forth, and they manipulate it, the stage manage it to exactly give the result actually, giving you that bad name, giving the dog the bad name just to hang the dog. Oh yeah, Igbo Naga. True. All the while. So please, if you slide further down, I will make this available to Ohanaeze. Ohanaeze are sharing our platforms, yeah? So I'm going to watch it on there, but here, Jimmy Ndi Igbo, I wouldn't have bamboo. I wouldn't want I wouldn't have all the I wouldn't have seek forget about how times and things are changing, but only would you Aboriginal Igbo man or woman? That's what we should be asking ourselves. And then I am Azema. If we go back to our roots, we will be able to find that unity. Slide further on. Geographically, as I said, Igbo located, but these are just like a few things to educate our younger generation, Igbo West and maybe greetings and the rest. Please further slide. No, a little bit up to the, yeah, keep going. Geographically, every bit trying to presently, but as I said, we are I can remember. Then, just stop here for a second. Now, map of 1952 showing Igbo land. Go further up. This is 1952, remember, before Nigeria independence and all the constitution, fasting constitution and other constitution, Britain, Kechiani. Then, present day southeast, the Zela or Igbo land. Even the blind can see. In the map of 1952, I've done this one, Ishiabutangs. Go further up. No, there's a map before this. Okay, yeah. No, sorry, go further down. I'll talk about that later. So the key things I'm highlighting here are what I just call the key unity indicators. Na mmadụ nwere ihe nwekọrịtara ọnụ ga-eme they define here we unity and why do you need to unite. These are some of the indicators get shown and actually were full mmadụ and therefore ụmụ gbasara kunu nọkọta ọnụ. Again, time I have permit to go through it. Then the factors work against Igbo unity. As we know today, some of these points are just mythos, and if you research, they are not exhaustive. So you can add yours more. We're here the few minutes or hours hanging them. But one thing the common, like I said before, militate against our unity of Ndi Igbo, now manipulate here. I'll come down to one of them with statism. Because either a Kwoku state, you saw the map of Igbo land as at 1952. But Ejigoro state, which was the other map following it, mine, instead of being state as just a political tool of spreading development, and I will say a week I here about in a creative division. Macedonia the state. Ya na onye Imo State awụzi nwanne chefuo na dede Mbakwe Sam Ọnụnaka chịrị Imo State ma Abia and part of Ebonyi and enweghị nsogbu ọbụla. You are not hearing of egbugba mmadụ ebe a egbughị ebe a ụdị ihe abụghị na Imo State of today. Imo State was massive, nwere peace, love and unity. Ọwụ na aka all fingers are not equal. Enweghị mmadụ Igbo wu Igbo. Igbo wu Igbo. Ohanaeze. Biko nụ ka onye chiri ya zere kama m ga-akwanyekwe ugwu ebe o ruru site n'ikele ndị isi Ohanaeze, nna m Odogwadu ekele ndị Dọk n'onwe ya biko Odogwuka ewu ekelekwa m gị ndị a nlechicha anụ wee nyefee Adabụzọ ọchịchị. Adabụzọ ekele m gị. Our first lady, ama m ebe ọbụla ị nọ ị na-ekele ndị mmadụ, ana m ekenekwa gị, batakwa m kenekwa gị ọzọ n'ihi na ọ dịrọ ofele onye ahụ first lady I will continue to be the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Biafra. Our eternal father, leader, Dean Chukwuemeka Odumegwu is still with us. He still lives on. Ndewo. Ohere adịghị ịkọwa ogologo akụkọ nọ na Igbo Unite or Unity of Ndị Igbo. Aga m asụ n'Igbo ma ọ n'Ingili Igbo ka enwe ike ịghọta ha na-ekwu. Enwere a few slides in here together. Those slides will be over the prompt. Agama Buchahini no for the Nimiano. The whole idea of Ayota is unity. To put an say unite. The Kewezoku name wherever I teach. Mass them with disunity, but then when dependent way, which is normal, also one. Kama enwere mmadụ wee tụọ alo wee chee na enwere need for the unity before you call for unite. And Igbo oke mba. So ka Igbo wee unite ya mean na Igbo ga-amara onwe ya. Leading to the question, who are Ndi Igbo? Again, that's the first slide not there. Okowara, the history of Ndi Igbo, the anthropology, theology, whatever you need to know about Ndi Igbo, which anybody can research. Some of the findings of research are well documented. I just want to point out on a few headings there. I am indigenous people, ancient people of African heritage. We are Biafrans. Don't let anybody deceive you or yours. Tupu azawa Nigeria na hili na naza. I am Andayo Igbo. The second slide also talking about getting Ndi Igbo and where are Ndi Igbo, because in the unite or unity. But I don't know how Ndi Igbo nobody teacher we're sitting here today. I'm not here for different reasons. So for the genuine reason, or for the reason I we are here. I say I touch but some of the reasons for now not here today, I'm sorry to say the least, is very, very disappointing, and again highlighting or underscoring the need for that unity and work here. So you got Jomogi, where are Ndi Igbo? Geographically, Ndi Igbo I know. Today I'm asking Ndi Igbo on southeast of Nigeria. There are a few slides coming up later. You got Muzilo geographically, they can Ndi Igbo no. But I am a Ndi Igbo, Umu Chukwuka Biama, Umu Abraham, Umu Gad, Umu Eri, Ared, Nubunia, Undi, Bogaro Tije. I told me about the politics of Yoibomarai, or Samarai Harum. Hakuzirani, Tom, Moye Chineke upside down. We have one PhD in Ishi, but what we are talking about with is absolute. I'm not piece of French. But I won't go with you. It's only Malaysia, deep down, Marandi Wundi, everybody, each eye, whereby you went rock today. And now, I never go and let's scale line down. Now, I would never hear a Kaibu happy rice, Macanam and Diamond, Umuchko Kabia. So, if you ever go to Nigeria, now on the southeast, we are beyond southeast. Don't deceive yourself. The 5 states that come up today, or the 5 southeast states, is not the boundary or the limitation of Ndi Igbo, even the present day Nigeria. In fact, we are far beyond Nigeria. The slides will tell you, you can research them. If you are in Nigeria today, Ndi Igbo, there are more than 16, 17 states of the present day Nigeria. Ohanaeze Ndi Igbo 5, Gumaye rivers and deltas are making it 7. Okay, Keji go to Keji because I'm an Ankiwezo put here. Osaka. But Osaka one day. So, Kebun I know, Epusiokuya. Kehewu Ejirmari Igbo attributes, what are the good values in the work I carry. But the ones I don't highlight all the time are the negative narratives. In many ways, Igbo cannot speak in one voice. Igbo go after 7,000 presidential aspirants and so on and so forth, and they manipulate it, they stage manage it to exactly give the result actually, giving you that bad name, giving the dog the bad name just to hang the dog. Oh yeah, Igbo Naga, true, all the while. So please, if you slide further down, I will make this available to Ohanaeze. Ohanaeze are share na platforms, yeah. So I'm gonna be watching on there. But here, Jimmy Ndi Igbo, I wouldn't have bamboo. I wouldn't want I wouldn't have Rusi. I wouldn't have Rusi. Forget about how times and things are changing. But only would you Aboriginal Igbo man or woman? That's what we should be asking ourselves. And then I am Marazema. If we go back to our roots, we will be able to find that unity. Slide further on. Geographically, as I said, Ige located Igbo, these are just like a few things to educate our younger generation. Igbo West and maybe greetings and the rest. Please further slide. No, a little bit up to the, yeah, keep going. Geographically, everybody be trying to presently, but as I said, we are I can remember. Then, just stop here for a second. Now, map of 1952 showing Igbo land. Go further up. This is 1952, remember, before Nigeria independence and all the constitution, fasting constitution and other constitution, Britain, Kechiani. Then, present day southeast, the Zela or Igbo land. Even the blind can see. In the map of 1952, I've done this one, Ishiabutanz. Go further up. No, there's a map before this. Okay, yeah. No, sorry, go further down. I'll talk about that later. So the key things I'm highlighting here are what I just called key unity indicators. Na mmadụ nwere ihe nwekọrịtara ọnụ ga-eme they define here unity and why do you need to unite. These are some of the indicators that show that actually ofu mmadụ and therefore unu basara kunu nọkọta ọnụ. Again, time I have permit to go through it. Then the factors work against Igbo unity. As we know today, some of these points are just my thoughts and a few research. They are not exhaustive, so you can add yours more. We're here the few minutes or hours hanging them. But one thing the common, like I said before, before we militate against our unity of Ndi Igbo, now manipulate here. I'll come down to one of them with statism. Because I a Kwoku state. You saw the map of Igbo land as at 1952. But Ejigoro state, which was the other map following it, mine, instead of being state as just a political tool of spreading development, and I will say we can hide here about someone in a creative division. Macedonia or Ohanaeze state. Ya no only most that was one the chief owner. They them back way. Some on Raka, Chiri Imo State, Mabia, and part of Ebo. And they were in Subola. You are not hearing of Ebuba Madeba, Ebuheba, only having an Imo State of today. Imo State was massive, and with peace, love, and unity. All fingers are not equal. When Mobile did the Gaho, they come very few. And the way competition get handed is just love and mutual respect. But then when it goes to Basra State, Mezie in one leg in nature has an OB. Because our leadership question, tussles, infighting, and I don't know wishing all the UK with a case study. Now I face it today. Nihina Onyoru. And the money we need to see. As of 4 years ago, Adabus was deputy president of Ohanaeze Ndi Igbo. But it may not be constitutional, but conventionally, and didn't know all the president, Dog was an example, and now another example, will rise to become the president almost automatically. People were here 4 years ago, one deputy president, and 1 year contest, and 1 year roll. All of a sudden, you know, the structure in place again. It's just an example. You know, but how I summarize is that a lot of these issues were all about isms, individualism, materialism, nepotism, extremism, and you know, all comes down to one simple word in Igbo, Iberiberism, which Rocha Sokorocha made popular in his own Iberiberism, but a man that is actually making sense. So we need to come back to ourselves. All this division, disintegrating, and wherever we help on. So please quickly run through. There's a map I want to show up in summarizing. Sorry, you missed one of those maps. I wanted a comparison of the 1952 map and then go down to the present map you now brought up. Today's map and a map of Biafra, which I talk if you go back to the slides when you have time to study it and do your own research, I'm not imposing any knowledge. Yeah? It can't make much difference this map and the one of 1952. But then compare it to the map and I'm going to do Southeast map and therefore Igbo map. And we are the ones aiding and abetting our working against ourselves. And I didn't know but we are the agents and they use. If we refuse to be used, then we'll get used. So because in summary, what I'm saying is that Ohanaeze Ndi Igbo, to ensure that we are not in unity, it's got to the point where the only true way I guarantee unity and we not one go first. Under any arrangement, whether more confederation within the place of Nigeria, fight for restructuring or complete independence. Today the whole world is coming to the defense of Ukraine. This same Ukraine got their independence from USSR or Russia. So why is our own different? Why is it when we are trying to rise up and fight against it? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu brought himself to fight for this cause. People not that is evil. That is wrong. To stand up to say who we are originally Biafrans, and if we cannot be accepted, tolerated, welcome in Nigeria, we want to be Biafrans. There's nothing wrong with that. And we're proud of it. So I'm pushing that for now.
Thank you. Put your hands together,
very few. And the way competition is just love and mutual respect. But then when it goes to Basara State, Mezie in one leg in nature has no begin. Because our leadership question, tussles, infighting, and I don't know wishing all the UK with a case study. I face it today. As of 4 years ago, Adabus was deputy president of Ohanaeze Ndi Igbo. But it may not be constitutional, but conventionally, and didn't know president, dog was an example, and now another example, will rise to become the president almost automatically. People were here 4 years ago, one deputy president, and 1 year contest, and 1 year roll. All of a sudden, you know, the structure in place again. It's just an example. You know, how I summarize is that a lot of these issues were all about isms, individualism, materialism, nepotism, extremism, and you know, all comes down to one simple word in Igbo, Iberiberism, which Rocha Sokorocha made popular in his own Iberiberism, but a man that is actually making sense. So we need to come back to ourselves. All this division, disintegrating. And whenever I get help, fine. So please quickly run through. There's a map I want to show up in summarizing. Sorry, you missed one of those maps. I wanted a comparison of the 1952 map and then go down to the present map you now brought up. Today's map and a map of Biafra, which if you go back to the slides when you have time to study it and do your own research, I'm not imposing any knowledge here. I think I won't much difference this map and the one of 1952. But then compare it to the map and I'm going to the Southeast map and therefore Igbo map. And we are the ones aiding and abetting and working against ourselves. And I didn't know but we are the agents and they use. If we refuse to be used, we won't get used. So because in summary, what I'm saying is that Ohanaeze Ndi Igbo, to ensure that we are not in unity, it's got to the point where the only true way I guarantee unity and we not one go first. Under any arrangement, whether more confederation within the place of Nigeria, and fight for restructuring or complete independence, or today the whole world is coming to the defense of Ukraine. This same Ukraine got their independence from USSR or Russia. So why is our own different? Why is it when we are trying to rise up and fight against it? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu brought himself to fight for this cause. People not pandi buying super. That is evil. That is wrong. To stand up to say who we are originally Biafrans, and if we cannot be accepted, tolerated, welcome in Nigeria, we want to be Biafrans. There's nothing wrong with that. And I'm very good, and we're proud of it. So don't push it up for now.
Thank you. Put your hands together. Right, I'm going to call on a lady, someone I know very well. Her name is Ihuako. I never knew she is Patrician. Just today. And I told you I knew her very well. So, Ihuako is a multi-award-winning social entrepreneur, speaker, designer, best-selling author. I'm going to speak things. She's a Chartered Procurement Professional, MCIPS, and that means member of the Chartered Institute of Purchasing and Supply, Procurement and Supply, yes, I think probably a little school, and has consulted. There's one thing Ihuako started recently, which is growing Igbo School. And we had a discussion about this a couple of months ago. That was last year, September, to ensure that her children, because charity begins at home, if you can't teach your children, there's a group of people I know who are paying for their children to go and learn Igbo language. But as they are coming in, you see, hey Sean, how was the lecture? Did you understand what Auntie taught you? Okay, good boy, dress up, let us go out. You sent your son 2 hours. You paid for it. Someone taught him Igbo. On getting home, you're using Igbo accent, innit? You're welcoming the boy, innit? No, tell me, who is deceiving who? Ladies and gentlemen, Chief Lady Ihuako. You're welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. T. Ohanaeze Ndi Igbo, I'm honored to be here. Thank you so much. Adabuzo, Able President, thank you. It's a great honor to share space here with you. And thank you all for coming from everywhere that you've come to, to honor this humble occasion. So, as Mr. T said, I am Ihuako Nweke, and I've been in this country since late 80s. When my dad left the coup, he was in politics and he came over here and we started life from afresh. And basically, I grew up here, although I do speak Igbo, but as many people who've had children here, I just found it very difficult because I want my children to speak Igbo. But I found it difficult with the busy life of UK to actually achieve that aim. So I recently, before you do that, so I just want to explain, because of that, I wanted to start, I made acquaintance with a young man in COVID who was having a very difficult time, and I was kind of mentoring and helping him. But he's very bright, and I thought I don't want to give him charity, be giving him money and things like that. And I believe in basically like honorable charity. So to exchange a skill. And we brainstormed and I thought, what can he do for us to help each other? So I said, my children need to learn Igbo. You need help from this difficult situation. Let's start this Igbo school. So we started with my children, and I asked around, and I asked a few people, and I asked them, how do you want to teach your children Igbo? And I found a lot of people were actually struggling, like I was, to do the same. So the Igbo school started, and it started last October. So if he goes ahead and okay, so that is the presentation. Like I said, we started in October. We started with the foundation lesson, and now the people who are in foundation have moved on to intermediate. Each level is 15 weeks, 15 lessons, an hour long, and we go through, like the advert said, we go through nouns, pronouns, numbers, and then when it gets to intermediate, we talk about colors, telling the time, things like that. Even to the level of Igbo that a lot of us don't really know. And we also go into written Igbo as well. Right now, we started off with the teacher there who was Prince Odinaka, and we've now recently acquired 3 new teachers. So, sorry, if you can show the PowerPoint, please.
Remote learning or?
Yes, it's all virtual, it's remote. So people are connecting from everywhere. People are connecting from the US and, all over the place. And we also have 2 levels. So, sorry, we have one for adults and one for children. We don't mix adults and children together because obviously they have different challenges, different conversations. So this is going to tell you a little bit more about it. This is really what I talked about. As we know, there is a challenge with the Igbo language, and that's the main reason why I'm doing it. It wasn't just for my children, but because Igbo is a dying language. UNESCO identified Igbo as is going to be more or less extinct by the year 2025. Yes, and this is something that we all have a challenge. We all have a challenge to do. Sorry, I'm not speaking Igbo myself now, but for the sake of time, we all have a challenge to make sure that we pass on Igbo to the next generation. It's so important. Whatever we do, we need to make sure that we do that. So this kind of breaks down the different levels. So these are all the things that we do in foundation level. And then at the end, we also have an exam. We have a course books. So we have Ibidibo 1, a lot of you probably know about that. Kwezono, and we have the Igbo dictionary by Yvonne Shoma Banifo as well. So intermediate level, we go, we talk about the previous level. We look at the tenses, present, past, future tense. We talk about opposites, things you see at home, times, proverbs, days of the week, months, and all that. Keep going. And then when you get to the end, they have an essay as well in week 12. So by the intermediate level, they should be able to write an essay in Igbo. And we have revision and then the exam. So that's the textbooks for the intermediate level. The course is still being developed, so nobody has gone into advanced. That will be the next level. They'll go into advanced in the autumn. So we've acquired new teachers. So I'm just going to show you the people that we've in our team. Prince Uzoma, he's a qualified Igbo teacher. He's also a maths and science teacher. He's taught in schools. He's been in heads in schools back home in Nigeria. Keep going. And one of our new teachers, Stella Maris, she's actually a practicing broadcast journalist, an Igbo journalist. She is very experienced as well. She's been on TV for many years. And she's a linguist, so she also studies German and apart from Igbo. So Mazi Ude Ibe, he is a historian. He's also a staunch documenter of the Igbo history. And he's also a poet as well. So he will be taking the advanced class because we want people to be able to know about the Igbo culture, the arts as well, and to be able to, read poetry and not just, the numbers and things like that, but also the arts in Igbo. We also have a new course administrator. So we're growing because we think it's an important thing to do. We want to be able to fit in with the demand of potential people who want to learn Igbo, both adults and children. So if you're interested, we're here to serve the community. And it's a passion of mine because I don't want the Igbo language to die down. I really want it to advance. And why is that my children? Because I don't want when my children grow up, I want them to marry Igbo people. I have 3 boys. I have 3 boys, and I want my children to know Igbo, so that my vision is to build a culture, a sort of like where the youth grow up together, a bit like how we were in the village, like back home, where we speak the language, we know the culture, we know all about the Igbo, and even though we are in the diaspora, we can still create that. We can create it in a new way. We can create a virtual village now because that's where the world is going. The world is virtual. But we are still connected. There's no need for the language to die out. And, if my children speak Igbo, your children speak Igbo, if they marry each other because they will, then the Igbo culture will continue to progress, and that's what we want. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Put your hands together for our own sister. She's a high chief. Where's your high chief? Okay, Chief Obro. We're going to listen to Miss Africa 1988. Am I right? Look at Miss Africa 1988. Put your hands together. We're going to listen to our special guest, Her Excellency Ambassador. Hello. Her Excellency Ambassador, businesswoman, politician.
In a very special way. One President of Ohanaeze UK and the island, Chief Lady Akwin. Akwin Ibeto, I have known for many, many years. I first knew her as Akwin. And I'm so happy now. She's brought her dynamism to the leadership of Ohanaeze, UK and Ireland. I must say, when we were in Nigeria, we heard tales about the Ohanaeze election in the UK, how rancorous it was. And what surprised most of us at home is the fact now, countries in the world, countries like Bangladesh, Denmark, Finland, Lithuania, Slovenia, countries even like Togo, Uganda, Singapore, Finland, Estonia, New Zealand, so many countries, Hong Kong, where women are prime ministers, presidents, and then a UK, where they spoke on Ohanaeze. This is part of why we're here today. It's very important now this organization, critical organization for Ndi Igbo, we at home need to look up to Ohanaeze in UK, in Northern Ireland, as a beacon of hope, because there is a complete failure of leadership in Igbo. Ifengebuta may not be pleasant to many of you here, but it is a reality. We must face it. And the fact that the Igbo nation faces today an existential threat. You might be insulated from it because you're here, but think for 1 second of those who have come before. Think of the fate of your children, who, whether we like it or not, are born in the UK. There's a generational disconnect, as Chief Mokoro has indicated. They will live here. They will have no connection with your brothers, your relatives back home. In fact, they will feel somewhat threatened when they have contact with those relatives. The tragedy is that much as we may want it otherwise, the UK will become their home, will become the home of their children, and unlike the Jews, unlike the Indians, the Asians, we still have not found a way to connect our children to our homeland. In the state of Israel, in the US, most children of Jewish descent, at least once in their lifetime, would take a trip to the Holocaust place in Krakow, Poland, Auschwitz concentration camp, to learn about their history and to learn that they must never forget. What do our own children know about our own history? Know about a war that we fought for survival? What do they know about the Igbo spirit? About how far we have come? About the fact that the Igbo man is like the phoenix, rising from the ashes. The Igbo enterprise today is the phoenix rising from the ashes of 20 pounds. That's all we have. That's all we have. But look at Igbo land today. It is a testament of the resilience of the Igbo man. We are special people, and we have no apologies to make about it. But the problem of the Igbo man, the very problem what keeps us behind, lies in us. When we think of our children, many of you here, we will make excuses about having to conform. But other races make no excuses about raising their children in the culture they know. Your friend will come to your home and your child will say, "Oh, Andrew, it's Andrew, isn't it? How are you, Andrew? Welcome to our house." No uncle, no sir. Somebody told me when I went to Ireland that she had to hatch an elaborate ploy to bring her child back home to Nigeria to go to marry his brothers. Why? She was in her kitchen, asked her son, could you get this spice from the kitchen cupboard? The boy was watching TV and the boy said to her, oh mom, you're such a bother. When she insisted, he got up, got the spice, and said to her, oh, very well, soon Jane and I will be living here and we won't have to go through this. Jane and I, his girlfriend. And she said, why? He said, because by then you'll be in the old people's home. It didn't take long for her to realize that something tragic or desperate had to be done. And then, of course, she managed to get him back to Nigeria. And after 3 years, his brain had to be reset. You know, who would believe that in 2018, that same generation were forced to fight for their citizenship rights? Who would believe that as far back as 2010, the landing cards of those people were destroyed? They were denied access to the embassy.
Ihe anyị na-ekwu bụ na Ohanaeze nke ndị Igbo na United Kingdom na Northern Ireland na anyị nwere usoro anyị si eme ihe. Ọsọsọ Ohanaeze UK bụ otu ndị nọ na mba ofesi a nke mba Eliza na-eri oge anyị bido anyị na-eme nrọpụta na arọ 4 anyị aka onwere oge anyị gafegoro. Unu jee na anya jee jụọ ase arọ 4 bịara ana anyị eme gịnị? Anyị eme nrọpụta ndị o ruru anyị enye ha. Ọ bụrụ ya ndị Abịa achịcha anyị ndị Anambra achịcha anyị ndị Aniọma Odowebe n'ebe ahụ achịcha onye ndị Ebonyi ụmụnwa enwe achịcha ihe ndị Enugu. Ọ bụrụ maka na nwaanyị ka a ga-asị m mba na ama m etu anwa sị ma erie ya mee ya ọzọ. Mụnwa jụọ ajụ Odowebe kwụkwa m n'azụ na ndị ọzọ ka onye ọbụla malụ na ụjọ adịrị ya na anyị kwụsị ike onye maka anyị ji nọrọ ebe a taa. Ọ bara mmadụ ịpụta ka ebe Ohanaeze nọ ma ndị ọzọ eje chịkọba ndị ọbụla na-achịkọba ihe a na-achịkọba ha rapụ ihe anwa na o nwere isi. Abịa ka anyị nọkọ ọnụ. Ndị Igbo chọrọ udo. Ndị Igbo chọrọ udo n'oge dị otu a. Anyị niile bụ ofe ihe. Ndị Enugu chicha anyịkwa ndị Imo. Ọ bụrụ ya ndị Imo chicha enyekwuo ndị Rivers. Etu a ka ọ dị ka anyị jikọọ aka na ọ bara uru onye ọbụla emesie na emere nrọpụta na ya ọ bụrụ na ọ bụrụ ya nwa na udo ama ndị udo ihe ahụ ọ dị mma. Mana nna asị onye ọbụla obi ada n'unu mba ka anyị jisi ike onye jisi iko ruo Ohanaeze ọ bụrụ ya ya maka nna agwa unu niile daalụnụ maka ịpụta n'igwe taa ka anyị gosikwana ndị ụwa na anyị ka nọkwa ya na anyị kwụsị ike anyị ga-akwụrụ chimchim na anyị bụ akwa akwụrụ o nwere ụjọ adịrị ya mụ na odogwu abe anyị kwụ unu n'azụ ndị arụpụtara ọfụ otu a ka anyị ga-akwụrụ ruo mgbe ebi ebi n'afọ Jizọs Kraịst bụ onye nwe anyị. Igbo bụ Igbo, Igbo bụ Igbo, Ohanaeze odogwu abe ngwa bịa gwa ha okwu.
Onye ihe na-ewe iwe ya biko wee gbuo ya. Akwa enwere ihe mere na Biafra. Ohanaeze, Ohanaeze, Igbo bụ Igbo. Biko ka m gwa unu eziokwu maka ọ dị mkpa. Ya dọkịta ibi mmepọtụ ya na ama enye ife anyị. Tata bụ mbọsị a ji wee gosi ndị ọzọ na Ohanaeze bụ Ohanaeze. M wee si unu niile daalụnụ. Lọdoke ndị metri Keynes ihe sọrọ unu mee today onye pịa aka anyị apịgbarị ya. Maka na echi dị mma bụ na ndị bi nya nọde. Gbogbo Igbo, Gbogbo Igbo, ekene m. Anara m order 9 years ago, one day in Enugu State, ka onye anyị ife a ga-eji job. They backed off. They backed off. Abanse na anyị ga-edozi ala Igbo. Anyị need a change. Because one, Lydia Queen. 2 days we have a president of Ohanaeze in UK. Mona, Nigeria, and some other people. Now, that man not been my secretary. I need Manchester. I need Barbos that nice. Good. With Manchester. Where's your work? No. And about Ohanaeze Obadili Boma. Leicester. Nice Wokoro waited for us. And Bata the cargo. If I didn't Bukango. Na Tata Ohanaeze. And if Ohanaeze this special, all gonna last 4 years, no crime. Yes. Oh, you also have to get now, onye na-adị akwụ n'ọnụ ụzọ adị agafe ụzọ ọ ma agafe ụzọ bụ nwanne. We lead her to the right place. Yes, sir. Anyị need change ka anyị mụ ha ọgwashi ka mbụ. Ọ sị na nwaanyị bụ nwa. Nwaanyị bụ ife. Nwa. Onye ọbụla nọ here onwe ndị mmụọ ike ọgụ na-emụ isi ọkụlụ mana nwaanyị bụ nwa. Okay, nwa. Ọgwashikwu, let me give you a history of Ọgwashikwu. Ọgwashikwu from 1962. 1962, after creation of Nigeria as independent country, Delta State was the first place turned into Midwest region. I'm going to reverse it that way back. Midwest region was the only community that became a state by constitution of Nigeria. Every other state born. And we have stayed like that. And we are managing. Okonjo Iweala is my niece. Yes, Dr. Okonjo, next time. Chief Ajilwe, myself. Different trouble called the line in Chalinema. Onye mefeni be, makonye tomato here. Omaganihu. Of Ejide, and you want for. Mbosani 1 week after my election, Mona Dr. Igwe, na Alije, they are put a nice wokoro, Mbosio, Valwa, Tetomagan to that day. Yes. Before you know the person of our old Washuku, na Ohama ndị ọbụ na Igariwe ziwe waje ga-abụrụ president waje ga-ekwu okwu ndị Igbo abangwe Igariwe na phone inside the meeting pasi Igariwe in there sit there amasi against him can kwuo something but you got now nice this great man. Another phone none of this is in Akabasia. Oh, when you represent Ohanaeze in UK, I said, Neamana na meeting in the UK. This was elite. This was elite. Yes. Okay.
2014.
Let me greet you.
Yes.
This man was my secretary for 4 years. And about the fees, the fact, no one in USC. They represent Ndi Igbo in the UK. We diffused it that day. And from there we walked. But this child followed me from the first day.
Exactly. Truth.
And I took permission from that man there. This one. I took permission from him. I took permission, I called him. See, now when they go in the stage. Now when I made let us put your wife there. And give me 1 month, give me a result. About that morning, Basim Odogwabe. It's your daughter, whatever you want to do, go do it. Abandega Bola, Batia, they got vice president for Enugu State for 4 years for this child. If I lie, here's what somebody says. So, yes, so they find 9 years, and at the end of the day, it's not now qualified. One Igbo, one. Congratulations.
Our very hard-working youth who is leading the ICSN Igbo Support. Let me finish. Igbo Support Network. Mrs. Hinazo Anyato, put your hands together. Put your hands together.
So I'm going to apologize because first of all, I can now. So I was born and raised here. I've never been to Nigeria. However, I'm proudly from Onitsha in I'm married in Umuchu in Agwata. So, just to give you a bit of background by myself, so, like I said, I'm born and raised in this country, raised in southeast London. My parents both my parents hail from Onitsha. However, I have heritage in Ineri and Okuzu from my maternal great grandmother was from Otolo in Ineri, and my paternal great grandmother was from Okuzu. So I'm very mixed. Igbo culture is very important to me. So I was starstruck when I saw Ambassador Bianca today, because my mom has always told us about her and General Ojukwu from when we were small. So my mom and her siblings came here in 1974. So my mom was 13 when she came here. So my grandparents were already here. So my grandfather wasn't a part of the Biafra War. So I don't know if you guys in the Igbo community know my grandfather, but he's Mr. Akanya that lives in Brockley in London. And I think he's still the current president of Onitsha Union in the UK. However, my granddad wasn't a part of the Biafra War, however he was here. So he didn't know whether his children, so there was 4 of them that were still back in Nigeria, he didn't know whether they were still alive. So constantly when we were young, my mum would always tell us, my mum doesn't speak English to us, which is why I understand, all of us understand the mother tongue, because she never spoke English to us. However, they never forced us to Well, it wasn't really my mom, but my grandparents contributed a lot because they looked after us. So they never spoke to us in Igbo, in English, sorry. They always spoke to us in Igbo, which is why we all understand, from me being the oldest to the smallest, that's my little brother who's 22. So why Igbo culture is really important to me is because I now have my own children. I have a son who is 2 years old, and I have another one on the way. So as you guys know, our culture is dying out, and ICSN, so that's the Igbo Culture Support Network, most of us are all first generation British kids, so most of our parents came here and were all born and raised there. Some of us are migrants who came when they were small and then they've grown here. So we're all passionate about the Igbo culture, and we all want to maintain our culture. Unfortunately, some of my youth members couldn't be here today because we have our very own Igbo language school that's been running for 10 years, that our first semester for this year started today. So most of the youth couldn't be here because they're running our Igbo language school in London. But yeah, what I wanted to talk about is how we can engage the youth. So more activities. I think it would be good for Ohanaeze to collaborate with younger Igbo organizations that are out there at the moment, such as ICSN. There are a few others, like Igbo Lights. There's another called BIAS, which is the British Igbo organization. But ICSN is the oldest. We've been running for 24 years so far, and going really strong. I was the president last year, however, kind of still acting president. We're still waiting for a president to come forward. I'm actually honored to be a part of Ohanaeze this year. If you guys don't understand, Ohanaeze broke a movement that Nigeria couldn't do by electing a woman as the female as the president. They made Igbo people feel small. We're almost like the Jews of Nigeria. However, the Jews did what the whole of Nigeria couldn't do. And this is what the young generation want to see. We want to see a culture that sees men and women having equal opportunities to make changes. And the thing about women is that we're not trying to compete. I still want you to carry the 20 kg rice. I'm not going to carry 20 kg rice. We're not trying to compete with physicalities. We just want the same opportunities. We want to change the world like how you guys can change the world. And I'm very proud to be part of this organization this year. And you guys have honestly broken a barrier. Yeah, you guys have broken a barrier which we're very, very proud of at ICSN. I mean, some guys, we have some Igbo guys at ICSN that still think the old school way, but hey ho, the world is changing and this is 2022. So another thing that the youth do is, as well, we'd like to work with Ohanaeze with engaging back home. So we did run, before COVID, we ran an outreach trip called Udara. So we went back to the east and we gave, instead of us giving money, like what we usually do, we actually took ourselves this time back to the east. And I couldn't go back this last time because of my pregnancy with my first child. And again, I can't go back because of the pregnancy of this child. So I think at this point of time, I think my children are enemies of progress. Because they don't want me to see Nigeria. So, and I was, yeah, so hopefully, by the grace of God, I'll be able to take my children along with me and my husband. Well, my husband will be the one to take us because he's the native. He's from Umuchu. So he'll be the one to take us to the soil. I said to myself, I must see my father's grave. So my father's buried. I must see my father's grave before I die. And I must take my son there to see his grandfather's grave before I pass and leave him in this world.
No, you won't pass.
I still have a lot of time, but I need to go back home and see where I'm from. I mean, I say I'm partly from Onitsha, but I've never stepped a foot in there, and I really want to go back there and see what's happening there, because there's things that I see online. So I'm part of the Ocean Connect group in Nigeria, in this world, online, and I see what's happening on the chart as well, and some of the things upset me, but because I'm born in the UK, they always say, shut up, but we actually do care about what's going on back home, because we're strangers here. We've never been felt to feel like this is our home. So this is not really home for us. This is Nigeria's home for us, and we want Nigeria to be a safe haven, especially the East, where we can go back. Because a lot, what Auntie was saying to me about what Auntie was saying today about the prisons, I was even nearly crying just hearing about the prisons, because what the young generation think about Nigeria is 30 December, go do Faji in Lagos and come back. But they don't understand that it's more than Faji that's happening in Nigeria. There's people that are actually perishing. And that's why I let people understand, like, Nigeria is very sweet if you have the funds to live there. But a lot of people don't have the funds to live there. So it's not sweet, hence why they want to come to where we are. If Nigeria was sweet, we'd all want to go back there. But we go there, we spend our pounds, and we come back, and no one gives a heck what's happening anymore, which is what we care, which is what we're trying to change within ICSN. I beg all of you, if you've got children, Auntie, you said that you've got 3 sons. There's 3 women at ICSN waiting. We also run a youth weekend for the younger generation. So from between 11 and 17, we run a youth weekender for them. So we teach them Igbo. We do like a short course on Igbo. We do like a dance class. We also have a cooking school as well. We do lots of things within ICSN. So if you've got a child between 18 and 40, even 40 plus, send them over to us. Those that are on Instagram, they can follow us on Instagram. I'm encouraging all of you to send your children over to us. Like, we're here, we're literally, I'm 32, so I'm probably the same age, or maybe a little bit older than some of your children. But we're all here, we're all learning, we're all trying to learn about the culture. Some of us have had children, and some of us, because of ICSN, some people's children don't have English names. So their names are Igbo names, they have Igbo first names, because if it didn't come to ICSN, that would not have happened. I know a lot of us have met our husbands from ICSN. I met my husband there. A lot of marriages and a lot of engagements, also entanglements, have come out from ICSN. So I do encourage all of you to tell your children to come along and follow us. We're on Instagram, so ICSN_UK, and we actually have a meeting next Sunday. We're going to be talking about Biafra. So every May we always remember Biafra, and always remember identity. Like, we always talk about the history behind Biafra and how that's important to our identity, and how we can move the Igbo people forward also. But yeah, that's it from me. But one thing I want to ask Ohanaeze as well is that you guys come through and teach us also, because we don't know nothing. So you guys, we need to work with you more to ask you guys to come forward and teach us what's happening.
I am well. Nime executive time. Onye Anambra na-ekwu okwu na ya ga-etinye nwanya na ya bụ position. Ọ nụrụ ọgụ ya bụ position to a very intensive extent. Maka na ọ dị ka enyela ha mandate na ha ga-apụ. Onye na-apụ akpọpụ ya, mana ya bụ nwoke na-echala anya sị na ama akpụpụ nyanwa maka na ya fụrụ na ihe a na-eme na-aga n'ahịrịa. So eji m ohere a na-ayọ na-asị ka anyị were just 1 minute, under 1 minute, we'll be able to decide. Na-asị na anyị na-ajụ Igbo n'ebe a, anyị kwa afa, anyị amalụ anyị ga-esi mee ya bụ ihe ka ọ gaa ọfụma.
Igbo Igbo. Ohanaeze. Biko onye nọ n'ụlọ ka oke na-eri azụ bụ onye maara ife dị anyị. Nna asị na Dozie bụrụ anyị President Vice Anambra State. And they will constitutional understanding na anyị ga-enwe ike tinye na that job which is happy to do.
Thank you.
Biko Odogwu ekele gị. Anyị tinyere anya na ya bụ okwu n'elu anya, but I'm happy to present to the House na Dozie Nwachukwu na-represent anyị na Anambra State as a Vice President of Anambra.
Igbo. Ohanaeze.
N'oge a anyị dị na-ekwu na position of culture and education vacant na Ohanaeze. So onye ọ na-amụ ọkụ n'obi bịanyere anyị aka na that area. Ọ dị very vacant. Mana anyị ga-atụlekwa na ya atụ na a ga-ewurikwa ya bụ elu anyị ajụ ajụjụ na ya. Akpọkwa okwu a ka a ji okwu a. Ndị zara oku vote with the person into that position. Other positions they are available. I need this opportunity I will make at the house one here. When I go Igbo niile, the opportunity the onye chọrọ ịbata Ohanaeze, either through your business or through an organization. You will come and register. I get a registration. Kind of Nalibu 85 a year, opposite £100 a year. Onye chole bata of £100. I buy bata chazina. I will call it a wine. My £55 I can add 2 now 1 on 1. Go when we can reach out to 9 in here to no zone. Ndị ka ndị na-apụta na hitu ama mazebe ha na-eje. Instead of ịkpọwa mmadụ ka onye aka anyị esi na ya bụ £5 zọrọ onye nwandụ. Ọ ga-enyere anyị aka and anyị ga-adị as transparent as we can be. Anyị decha ya bụ leta anyị ga-ejikwa opportunity a gwa ndị a na under 1 week onye na-adịrọ comfortable ịnọ n'Ohanaeze fully delete onwe from the forum. If you do not delete yourself, we will have the honor to delete onye ọbụla na-abụrụ member. But that will take effect after a week. I will kwanyelu Igbo mee ihe n'usoro ya. Anyị adịghị eme ya na ya fụrụ onwe anyị n'anya kama nọ ka anyị nwee ike ịga n'ihu. Forward ever, backward never. Daalụ. Biko eji m ohere a na-akpọ onye dịka Dr. Ojukwu. Biko, can you stand up for us, sir? Ana m akpọkwa onye dịka Chief Anyafuugbo. Biko achọkwụ ka ọ pụtakwuo n'ọgbọ. Dr. Dili biko achọkwa ka President Enugu State Union bụ Mr. Emeka Eko pụtakwuo. Na-akpọkwa nwanne anyị nwoke Stanley ka ọ pụtakwuo. Enwere ike Igbo ama aghọta ihe nji akpọrọ ha etegizi m onye ọbụla ọ na-awe. Mana ife na ifera ọkwanụ ka esi tụọ onye balụ. Ndị a bụ ndị ji the key na summit a. Ha nwere ohere ikwu okwu dị iche iche na summit a, mana ohere anyị adịghị. Ndị a bụkwanụ ndị melụ na summit a taa nwere isi kwudochi ike na-anụ ya bụ ọgụ internally ụnụ mana ụmụ ọgụ nke a na-anọ n'ime mkpụrụ obi nwe ka a na-ekwupụta ekwupụta. Ndị a bụ ndị gakwanụ njem dị iche iche mee n'ụbọchị tata dịka otu ọ dị. Ana m akpọkwa Lọdụ Oke, na-akpọkwa Chife Eze Ugwu, na-akpọkwa Ada Ego ka ọ pụtakwa join ndị a. Lady Ada Ego, unu bịa na summit anyị nwere ndị rụrụ ọrụ na summit, nwee ndị tụrụ ego na summit. Ihe niile na ebe a tụrụ ego n'ụdị pụrụ iche. Na-ayọkwa ka nwaanyị dị Sam, na-ayọkwa ka Mrs. Nnauchi ka ha pụtakwa, na-ayọkwa ka Petra join ha. Biko nụ Ohanaeze, na-akpọkwa mma mkpọ ndị executive maka na ọrụ anyị ka anyị na-alụ. Mana ndị a na-akpọ bụ ndị na-anọrọ na executive. Chief Nice Ọkanie, na-akpọkwa nwanne m nwoke o nwere ọ bịalụ ịtụ ntị n'anyị and ọ ga-etachalụ ntị kpọọ m sị m abịala biko ka a na-ayọ ndị a jelu njem, ndị a nọ n'ahụ uche, ndị a jere ije abalị, ndị a jere ije ụtụtụ. Na-ayọkwa ka Chukwu Okike abịa mma gọzie ụmụ ndị a niile, gọzie anyị niile n'ebe a na mbọ ha gbara n'ụzọ pụrụ iche. Unspeakable. Ọnụ m apụrụ ịkọcha ya, mana sị Chukwu gọziere m ihe dị ka na-akọkwana m. Dr. Dili went too far. It came in halfway. But o buzu ihe niile n'iche. Lecture ọ ga-enye taa, amara ma ya, we're missing a lot, but we will reconnect. Because of these very important speeches, culture. Open name is belong to culture. Not because when you Chukwu wee sị chelo ka anyị chelo ka anyị ghara imecha ihe niile ofu oge. Igbo dey need the culture.
You didn't forget Pope.
Pope! Keynes emelu amazi mụ na Pope bịa Pope na Biko bịa sewe onwe gị. What can we do without you go back on the Pope. Proper sex. I now adopt proper sex. Ohanaeze now adopt proper sex. And I went Ohanaeze online. And then I went every Tuesday through proper sex. Ohanaeze went the golden standard of the thing. I keep saying I had coffee. I'm not online, but I need to see a hard copy. Or no dream and I get maybe I got and the self-committee, I don't want to call Glory and I think the self-committee, I need to hear what I have to require the next one. Need the way of plan for you. I told you the wish and big is to take me out. I know now you know. Don't be school. Let's always have hope. I go willing to provide it. I am willing to check it. God has really shown us his face and his God. Starting from the weather, starting from the venue, On the Delia, on the Mali, solo my promise is that I will do my best and do my do what I can to serve on the Igbo to the best of my ability. Thank you. Thank you.
Please, let's go now.